Unhappy marriages can be fatal. Unhappy marriages can result in strokes, even death by ill health. And I'm not prophesying this. I'm referring to a study carried out in Israel. Here's what it says. Unhappy marriages can increase death rate in men by 19%. The study was conducted on men aged 40 and above. Nearly 9,000 of them were sampled, all of them either civil servants or municipal employees. They were asked to record the degree to which they were satisfied with their marriage. Was it a happy marriage or unhappy marriage? They were given a scale of 1 to 4. 1 was very successful, happy marriage. 4, unsuccessful, the unhappiest. The study lasted 32 years. 64% of the participants died by the end of it. 6.7% of them died from a stroke. Guess what the researchers found? For those who were least satisfied with their marriage, the rate of stroke increased by more than 69%. The rate of death in general, for reasons other than stroke, was increased by 19%. Researchers found that unhappy marriages are as deadly as smoking. The study shows that marriages can and do affect our health. Interesting, isn't it? Well, we did some research of our own, and this is what we found. In 2014, a study concluded that any marriage affects physical health as much as diet or physical activity, meaning you can eat right, you can exercise right, but you'll not be healthy if your marriage is not a happy one. This is Holmes and Rahi's scale of stressful life events. It says marital disruption is a major stress that differentiates those who will become ill from those who will not. Unhappy marriages are a reality. There's no data on how many of them are under stress because, of course, it's a very personal issue and couples don't talk about it. But authors and journalists writing on the issue have cited personal or small-scale research. In a 2012 book, Dana Adam Shapiro claims that just 17% of the couples are content with their partners. Author Vicky Larson says 6 in every 10 couples are unhappy. 4 out of 10 have considered leaving their partner. But how many of these marriages really result in divorce? You'd be surprised, not many. According to data published in 2019, the rate of divorce in India is only 1%. In Canada, 38%, same in Australia, 42% in the UK, 46% in the United States, 55% in France, 51% in Russia, 21% in Brazil, only 3% in Chile, and 17% in South Africa. Very interesting numbers, but they do not tell the full story. Many psychologists are trying to figure out why couples stick it out despite being unhappy. Children, of course, are one of the prime reasons. But what does science say? Marital distress and conflict are associated with depression in children, poor social competence, health problems, poor academic performance. There are also financial, social, and personal reasons why people decide to stay in unhappy marriages. But why do marriages go south in the first place? American psychologist John Gottman wrote a book in 1994 called What Predicts Divorce? He mentions communication or the lack of, and conflict escalation. There are also other reasons like lack of common interests. Today, technology has become a big threat to marriage, with people giving more time to their smartphones and Instagram than their partners. While the Israeli study focuses on men, what we often fail to acknowledge is how often women are forced to stay in unhappy marriages because they cannot afford to walk out. A 2019 PwC survey found that 65% of women say that money is their biggest stressor. In the UK, for example, even today, 1 in 3 women in relationships are financially dependent on their partners. Is there any way we can avoid unhappy marriages and the deaths they result in? Perhaps we can. For starters, we can let people be, not force them into marriage at all. Indian parents might want to take note. Number 2, decriminalize live-in relationships. There's nothing wrong with couples staying together before marriage and evaluating if they're compatible. Number 3, therapy, counseling. There's nothing wrong with these. They can save lives and relationships, marriages. Don't be afraid of reaching out for help if you think your marriage is going south, and don't judge couples who seek marriage counseling. Number 4, normalize and accept divorce. Till death do us part need not apply to unhappy marriages. People grow apart, it's human. If everything fails, the society must not be a hurdle in the path to couples wanting to move on. And the government must not dictate the terms of marriage and divorce. And here's a question, especially for those who watch Gravitas regularly. How often do you come across a Global Times article that criticizes China? Well, almost never. I will show you an exception. In February 2021, the Chinese mouthpiece wrote this article about how China's mandatory 30-day cooling-off period for couples seeking divorce can be unbearable for some. In China, a divorce application is cancelled if one of the partners changes his or her mind in this 30-day period. It may not be fair, says the Global Times. You see, marriages are not ominous. While studies show unhappy marriages can be fatal, research also shows that happy marriages are related to lower risk of mortality. Marriage is the most commonplace of human social relationship. It's an institution in itself, but it may not be for everyone or every couple, and accepting this may be a good idea. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.